What if everything you were taught about money was quietly keeping you stuck? Most of us grow up hearing the same advice. Study hard, get a good job, work your way up, and everything will be fine. But for many people, that path leads to stress, debt, and a lifetime of working without real freedom. In Rich Dad Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki challenges that belief. He says something simple, but powerful. The rich don't work for money, they make money work for them. And the difference starts with how you think. Kiyosaki grew up with two father figures. His poor dad was highly educated, had a stable job, and believed in playing it safe. His rich dad was an entrepreneur who believed in building assets and taking control of his financial future. Both men worked hard. Both were intelligent. But their beliefs about money were completely different. And those beliefs shaped their lives. One of the simplest, but most powerful lessons comes from how they spoke about money. His poor dad would say, "I can't afford it." His rich dad banned those words and replaced them with a question. "How can I afford it?" That small shift changes everything. When you say, "I can't afford it," your brain shuts down. But when you ask, "How can I afford it?" your brain starts working. It looks for solutions, opportunities, new ways of thinking. This is where wealth really begins. Not in your bank account, but in your mindset. Kiyosaki then introduces the idea of the rat race. This is the cycle most people live in. You work hard, you earn money, you pay your bills, you spend what's left. And then you repeat. Over and over again. The problem is, fear and desire keep you trapped. Fear of not having money keeps you working. Desire for more things keeps you spending. Even when people earn more, they don't gain freedom. They just upgrade their lifestyle. For example, someone gets a raise, and instead of becoming free, they buy a bigger house, a nicer car, more expenses. Now they need that job, even more than before. This is the trap. The rich avoid this. Instead of working harder for money, they focus on building assets. And this leads to one of the most important ideas in the book. The difference between assets and liabilities. An asset puts money in your pocket. A liability takes money out. Simple idea, but most people get it wrong. For example, many people believe their house is an asset, but if it requires monthly payments, maintenance, taxes, and doesn't generate income, then it's actually taking money out of your pocket. That's not building wealth. That's increasing expenses. The rich focus on acquiring assets. Things like investments, businesses, income-producing opportunities, because assets create freedom. Another key lesson is this. Mind your own business. This doesn't mean quitting your job. It means building something of your own alongside it. Most people focus only on their job and their paycheck. But the rich focus on ownership. They build what Kiyosaki calls their asset column. For example, you might have a job, but you also invest in stocks, start a side business, build another stream of income. Your job pays your bills, but your assets build your future. Kiyosaki also explains how the rich use systems, like corporations, to their advantage. The difference is in how money flows. An employee earns money, pays taxes, then spends what's left. The rich earn, invest, spend, and are taxed differently. It's not about avoiding taxes. It's about understanding the system and using it wisely. Another powerful idea. The rich invent money. This doesn't mean creating cash. It means seeing opportunities where others see problems. Most people miss opportunities because they're afraid, or unsure, or simply not trained to see them. But the rich develop that awareness. For example, two people see the same opportunity. One says, "That's too risky." The other studies it, learns, and takes action. Over time, those choices create completely different lives. Finally, Kiyosaki emphasizes, work to learn, not just to earn. Most people choose jobs based on salary, but the rich choose jobs based on what they can learn. Skills like communication, sales, understanding people, investing. These are the real assets, because skills create opportunities, and opportunities create income. At its core, Rich Dad Poor Dad is about one thing: choice. You can choose security or freedom, comfort or growth, following the system or understanding it. The biggest difference between the rich and everyone else is not effort. It's mindset, education, and how they use what they know. Imagine two people earning the same income. One spends everything and buys liabilities. The other invests and builds assets. Over time, their lives look completely different. One stays stuck in the rat race. The other builds freedom. So if you take one thing from this book, let it be this: don't just work for money, learn how money works, and make it work for you.